Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Ashley Gatewood, the Communications and Marketing Director at CFRE International. And today I am talking to Amy Sigona, who is coming to us from New Jersey in the United States. Amy has been a CFRE since 2021 and we're going to have three questions with Amy, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her thoughts on the CFRE process and some of her advice. So thank you for being here, Amy.
Thank you, Ashley. Hi.
So what would you say in the 18 months since you've held your CFRE, what value has it brought to your fundraising practice and career?
Sure. First and foremost, it's really helped me with my professional development. We're all super busy in life and we all say we're going to do lots of things, but it kind of holds me accountable to making time for professional development because I need to have every 3 years, you need to recertify and get your 36 CEUs. So I make sure that I do that and I schedule those times and it has really helped me stick to that. The other thing I would say is it's really helped for me, my own personal confidence and a validation for me on my skills and knowledge in the area of fundraising. I always thought I was pretty good at it, but when I started really studying and looking at, all of the key areas that you need to know for the CR3, I was like, how? I really know that. So it's been very helpful to me. And then the last area I'd say is for networking.
Mm.
In the preparation of the CFRE, I met some really cool professionals, and I've stayed in touch with some of them, and in fact have called upon them afterwards, after I've met them, for some thoughts and advice on various fundraising practices.
Well, that's cool. That's great to hear that you met some good people along the way. And the next question I have is, was there anything about the CFRE process as you went through it that surprised you? And if so, what would those or that have been?
Sure. There are two areas as I thought about this, and one area is that I thought I was a very focused person, but having to prepare for the CFRE and the study time that I put into it, it I didn't expect it to help me focus as much as it did
Mm.
in the process of preparing to be a CFRE. And then the other area is, we all have our skills and strengths. I consider myself, pretty excited about individual giving, events, sponsorships, but there are a lot of areas in fundraising that I never touched. So
Hmm.
as I was preparing and learning about it, I learned a ton about planned giving and capital campaigns and things like that that I didn't spend much time in my practice at work doing. So it helped open my eyes to those areas. I always knew they were there, but I had a better understanding of them. And now I think about them as I talk to people, like
Hmm.
if perhaps I'm talking to someone as an individual donor, but they might be a better fit for planned giving gift or donating from their IRA or something like that. And these are things I, wouldn't have probably thought of until I prepared and did the learning for the CFRE.
Well, that's great to hear. And it sounds like the surprises were all happy surprises.
Uh, all positive, good, happy surprises.
That's the kind of surprise we like. And my last question is advice that you would have for people starting through the CFRE process. We have a lot of people who come to our website, check it out, maybe start an application, start putting some info in, and then they have doubts that creep in, or they start to think, do I have enough time for this? And they kind of talk themselves into this point of stasis, really, where they're not necessarily moving forward, but they're still saying, I'm interested in becoming a CFRE. So for people that might be in that kind of situation where they are having a little bit of trouble moving forward, or even any general advice, what would you say to those folks?
Sure. So I myself was in that position and I was always trying to find time. Do I really want to do this? I'd be talking to people to learn about it. But I'd say once I really put thought to why am I even thinking about this and why do I want to do this? What is the
Mm.
reason I want to do this? And once I really answered myself that for me, it was for validation, it was for professional development and professional growth. Then I saw for myself that was why I needed to do it, and that's why I needed to carve time out for it. Another tip I'd say, which was very helpful for me, and in fact, somebody just recently came to me and asked me about being a CFRE,
Oh, cool.
and it's talk to other CFREs. Ask them, how was it for you? How much time did you have to invest in it? Where did you put your time? How did it work for you? So talk to other CFREs and find out how it worked for them. Um, I have more.
Keep going.
treat,
This is all
treat,
good to hear.
treat your preparation like school, like a program, which is what I did. I signed up for a prep class to take a class, and through AFP. There were some great people that did the prep class. I purchased the books. I found the book, Achieving Excellence in Fundraising, to be incredibly helpful,
Hmm.
and help me with a lot of detail with learning things. And right, so invest in the prep course, treat it like you're going to school, schedule study time, and don't be
Hmm.
too hard on yourself.
That's
You
good
know,
advice.
when you find yourself getting tired, and I think when you start dreaming about the things you're reading, it's time to, put it aside and take a break. But really just treat it like a class, and you'll breeze through it.
Well, that's great to hear. And you mentioned the Achieving Excellence in Fundraising book. That definitely far and away is the most popular book that we find that folks use. And just a small plug that sometimes on Amazon, you can get it through their textbook rental program. So if you don't want to pay full price, they do have an ability to rent that for a few months. So that is all excellent info from you, Amy. And I'm really glad to hear that over the 18 months that you've become a CFRE, that you've gotten such great benefits from it, and your tips for people who are feeling stuck definitely are going to be helpful. So thank you so much for having some time to sync up today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.